Hello and welcome back to another Fallout Friday battle report here on War Games News Radio, where we're going to be wrapping up the Vestiges Resurgent campaign. Now, these scenarios were all released for free on the Modifius website in support of the Enclave wave, which launched back in November of 2020. It took me a little while to get around to filming this third episode, but there will be more Fallout Fridays coming and more Fallout Friday battle reports as well. So stay tuned at the end of this video where I'll talk a little bit about what's coming next. But for now, let's jump into a bit of a recap of the last 2 episodes and find out how things have fared so far in the Vestiges Resurgent campaign. In part 1, we met the Hellfire trooper Sparks and his Sigma squad trying to regroup and rebuild after the Enclave's defeat in the capital Wasteland, as seen in Fallout 3. Now, the squad received orders from President Eden to secure the Site Q bunker, which was swarming with robots. But in part 2, the Sigma squad got some reinforcements and entered the bunker, only to discover some settlers had already set up shop inside. Worse than that, they accidentally woke up a Deathclaw, which had been the subject of some scientific experiments, and needless to say, it was not a happy camper. Now we've reached part 3, where the survivors are coming back in full force and are going to do their best to stop our Enclave crew from seizing control of Site Q once and for all and gaining a very important foothold back in the capital Wasteland. So let's jump into the action and see who comes out on top in the Vestiges Resurgent Part 3, the Hangar Gate.
Officer, Trooper, what happened down there? I saw a bunch of survivors scattering from the area.
There were some unwelcome guests, more than we would have liked down there. Quick, we need to regroup. We're getting a message from the President.
Sigma Squad, we have reports of a large enemy force working towards your area. Batten down the hatches. Protect this site for the Enclave at all costs. Those survivors might have been well equipped, but I was able to get one of these assaultrons working. They won't see this coming, that's for sure.
Perimeter movement detected.
Gear up, Sigma Squad. We're on the defensive this time.
For the Enclave, we have the Enclave Hellfire trooper Sparks in his Hellfire armor equipped with a flamer, a Tesla trooper with Enclave power armor, Tesla coils, pipe wrench, and railway rifle, a battered Assaultron with a battered Assaultron head laser and Assaultron swipe, and the warrant officer is equipped just with a plasma pistol. For the survivors, we have the Soul Survivor with laser rifle, Ripper, and T-60 power armor, a Vault Dweller with a 10mm pistol and heavy Raider armor, pretty beefy, a Settler with a combat shotgun, a Scavenger with an assault rifle, Free Tech with a lead pipe, and the goodest boy ever, Dogmeat, with his ever-lovin' dog bite. And here we go, the map for Part 3, the Vestiges Resurgent. Here you can see our Enclave crew. It's at the end of this long runway guarding the Hangar Gate. That's represented by these 2 green measurement length sticks here. These will begin the game open, and it will be our job to try to access these computers here to close the corresponding gate doors. Our survivors, on the other hand, are going to try to make it all the way down the board through the runway in no man's land here to get into base-to-base contact with the open Hangar Gate doors. When they do, they will have the option to leave the battlefield, and their caps cost will go towards the survivors' victory condition. If the survivor force gets more than half of its total cap cost across the board using the unlawful occupants rule, then that will be a survivor's victory. All I need to do is either take out half of their caps cost worth of points or stop them from crossing this threshold here, and I'll be able to secure an Enclave victory in this scenario. Now, these 2 fenced off areas on the right and the left of the board are impassable terrain for this scenario, so there will be no running through these fenced off areas here. Now, in the first scenario, I drew 2 bonus cards, Powerful Attack and Light-Footed, so those will be able to be used at any point throughout the game by myself, and also picked up a number of bits of equipment from last game, a pipe wrench and a railway rifle. So I've got those strapped on. It's time to go. Now, if I've got to hack some computers, my best bets for that are actually going to be my warrant officer, or believe it or not, the Hellfire trooper. Trooper Sparks here has an intelligence of 7. And because of the Enclave training special rule, the warrant officer here will actually be able to give a additional green die to both the Hellfire trooper and the Tesla trooper when they make expertise skill tests. So that's a pretty huge benefit, and that can be given to both of these guys and to herself as well. So let's get that Hellfire trooper down the board. Moving here 1 and 2 spaces. So next turn, they'll be able to get into contact with the computers there. First up for the survivors is the Scavenger. We've got the move AI action. It's going to take 2 movements towards the hangar gate. Nothing too exciting yet. Next up for the Enclave, I'm going to go ahead and move the Tesla soldier next. I'm going to want to try to make sure I keep my Enclave chain reaction. I've now moved up my Tesla trooper, my big bad melee option, to try to hold the center of the board here. My plan is to kind of draw the attention of anything that might come charging down this way. The Soul Survivor is up next and also got the move AI action. Yellow movements getting up a little bit further than their Scavenger friend. Ooh, this is gonna get heated pretty fast, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and activate the Assaultron next. Let's see how far its red movement and then green charge range can get up close to the Soul Survivor here. Well, that's red movement and then green charge. No, green charge is still quite a ways away, but we're gonna go ahead and try to protect the computer terminals here. Also block the way with that Assaultron. This is a tight battlefield. I didn't really anticipate how much losing that distance on either side was actually going to speed things up, but I have a feeling we're gonna get into the action pretty dang quick here. The Vault Dweller activated next and actually got the fallback AI action, but with nowhere left to fall back to, it went to move instead. And finally for the Enclave is the ever popular Warrant Officer. Now, their Enclave special ability activates within black. So yeah, I'm gonna wanna make sure that they're able to stay within range of these two. So I'm just gonna move her up 1. Then I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna prepare. Yeah, I'm gonna prepare an action. See how the rest of this turn plays out. I'm just gonna quickly run through the last 3 activations here and cut back to the action if anything interesting happens. Ooh, of course something interesting happened right at the end. Dogmeat got the attack action, so we're gonna measure out that super long Dogmeat charge and see if he's able to get into contact here. Lucky for us, the Tesla Trooper is just out of range of a Dogmeat charge, so they're going to move twice and get ready to attack next turn instead. That'll bring us to the end of turn 1, and already things are looking pretty jam-packed down on the runway here, so let's get into turn 2 when I have no doubt that the fists are going to start to fly. Okay, at the start of round 2 for the event tech, we got Lightning Storm. The lightning strikes the ground in several places with explosive and deafening results. At the end of every round, whilst in play, 2 random models are hit by lightning for each Coke bottle I roll. Wow. Turn 2, I want to go ahead and close one of these gates, but I'm kind of afraid of what Dogmeat can do in a charge. So I'm actually going to go ahead and throw the Assaultron at Dogmeat. The battered Assaultron charges on a green, so I can definitely make it within range. Fortune and President Eden favor the bold. Let's attack. Assaultron swipe, hitting on a 5. Ooh, that is a hit with an extra damage. Dogmeat has an armor of 2, trying to block 3 damage. Blocks 2, takes 1. My battered Assaultron head laser is also charged up after that, so next turn I can perform a shoot action if I wanted to try to blast Dogmeat with said head laser. The Settler is up first, and they got the move action, but they got the reckless move action, so I'm going to say that they just start charging right through the center of the battlefield and get up close and personal with our Tesla soldier, seeing if they can dodge by and make it to the exit. The Tesla Trooper, on the other hand, is going to be having absolutely none of that nonsense, and they're going to go ahead and charge, taking a swing at the Settler with the pipe wrench. So the Tesla Soldier getting a yellow for the pipe wrench, a green for their Enclave special rule, a black for being super strong, a black for charging into combat, and then another black for the Enclave Hellfire Troopers special rule. That is a huge roll, so imagine I have another black tie, which I don't. We'll have to re-roll for that. Yeah, it is possible to do 10 damage on this single attack. So let's go ahead and see what the Tesla Trooper is able to pull off. Rolling the first wave of dice, hitting on a 6, and I'll roll an additional black die. Oh, come on. That is a swing and a miss. Great. Didn't you learn anything from the last scenario? Now with the free tech up next, they got the move AI activation, but I don't feel like they would just move straight up the field, being that they are the best objective runner that this team has. So I think they're actually going to just sneak up and hold possession of the computer terminal there on the far side. Try to stop old Sparks here from doing his thing. Now, next I'm going to activate the Enclave Warrant Officer, and I'm going to actually have them take a shot into this melee close combat here. Thanks to the Tesla Soldier's Mindful special rule, they don't count in randomization for shooting into close combat unless they are the target. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and target that Settler and see if we can gooify them with our plasma pistol. Warrant Officer hitting on a 6 for shooting into a melee, a green and black die for the plasma pistol, and a green and black die on top of that for the Enclave special rules. Oh, that is a crit miss. First shot, second shot. Second shot is a miss as well. 9, 8, 7. Yeah, just misses. Dang. Scavenger is up next, and they're also going to take their move action, try to sneak by this whole situation over here now that everybody else is all tied up. See if they can't make it through that gate. And that just leaves big boy Sparks, who's going to go ahead and make a charge into the free tech and take a swat with an improvised weapon. Enclave Hellfire Trooper hitting on a 5, a black die for being super strong, a black die for my Enclave special rule, a green die for improvised weapon, a green die for the Tesla Soldier special rule, and I'll get another green die roll on top of that. Man, I cannot buy a vowel here today. That sucks. So with all of my units gone, I'm now going to run through the opposition's remaining forces again. Sure to get pretty wild here in just a second, so we'll be back in a moment with more dice rolling action. Well, seeing that I can't hit the broadside of a barn, the sole survivor takes this as a sign of weakness and moves up the field in a rushing, charging manner, getting well within plasma range, but also pretty close to exit range. And they are a pretty expensive unit towards that survivor victory. Dogmeat decides to try to take a bite out of the battered Assaultron. So Dogmeat special hitting on a 6 with a yellow, blue, and green die. Oh, of course, Dogmeat hits with 2 armor breaks and no effect with the bottle cap. With 1+1 strong armor, the battered Assaultron actually has one of its armor broken, so it's going to take 1 and stop 1. Dogmeat attacking again. Dogmeat bit and missed, but gained a quick action, so they're going to go ahead and prepare. And to finish off the round, the Vault Dweller also got the move action. So we got a whole cluster here making a break for the Hangar gate, and just the Enclave Officer standing in between. So maybe I
Maybe I miscalculated here, but let's see how things play out on the start of round 3. But first, we got some lightning rounds to hit. Some random models will get hit by lightning for every Coke bottle I roll. Oh, I roll 1, so I'm going to randomize that and find out who gets hit. Oh, and lucky enough for me, the randomized unit is going to be the Sole Survivor. So they're going to take some lightning damage. So because of their power armor, the Sole Survivor is actually going to take no lightning damage on that. But you can imagine if a thunderous bolt of lightning came crashing down from the sky, striking our Sole Survivor, acting them as a lightning rod. We now have an electrified suit of power armor on the board. Not unfrightening. Well, now with that madness out of the way, let's get into turn 3. Sensing some impending doom, the Enclave warrant officer hits a buzzer siren inside the hangar, setting off our round 3 event deck card. Siren, an early warning system from the Great War buried under the waste, starts to blare. So for this turn, any prepare actions, including that one that Dogmeat just got, thankfully, will not be able to be used. So that's discarded. Finally, an event card that actually helps us. Now we're gonna go ahead with that Tesla Trooper and try our darndest to take out this dang settler once and for all. Just realizing I forgot to set off the Tesla Trooper's Tesla coils at the end of their last action. So I'm gonna see if 1 energy damage goes through on this settler. It does indeed take 1 point of damage. Tesla Soldier hitting on a 6. Oh, that's a miss. First attack, second attack. Come on. Okay, that is a hit. That is a hit dealing 3 damage, but I'm going to go ahead and use that boost card, Powerful Attack, to deal 4 damage, which actually wipes out our settler, thanks to that last Tesla coil. Finally, earning your keep. Way to go, Mr. Tesla Suit. And with that elimination, we now have 50 caps towards our goal of the halfway point of this settler force. So okay, we're catching up a little bit here. We just got to stop some other models from getting across the board. Next up is the Scavenger. They got the attack action, but being so close to the edge, I'm going to say they take 1 move and 1 shot, seeing their settler friend go down. They're going to fire with their rifle into the Tesla Trooper. Settler with an assault rifle hitting on 3s. Oh, of course they hit for 4 damage. Man, oh man. So 4 damage against the Tesla soldiers, 3 + 1 strong armor. Oh, they stop everything. Now that's what a suit of power armor is for. Well done, sir, well done. Well, tit for tat, shot for shot, we're gonna take the Enclave warrant officer shooting their plasma pistol into the Scavenger. Warrant officer hitting on a 4 with a black and green for the plasma pistol and a green for being close to our Tesla Trooper. First shot is a hit. 2 damage versus 1 laser armor. Ooh, that is 2 damage. Second hit is a miss. The Vault Dweller got the move action, and they're just going to book it for the end zone here. Whew, next turn, they're gonna probably be off the board. We're gonna have Hellfire Trooper Sparks go next and try to take out this free tech and close that dang door. Hellfire Trooper shooting their flamer into close combat, so getting a blue and a green for that. Because of their Enclave special rule, they don't suffer a penalty for using a ranged weapon in close combat. They also get a green die when making attacks and a green die for being close to our Tesla Trooper. So we are hitting on 7s. That's a hit. That is a hit with an armor break. So that is going to be 1 armor versus 2 damage. Ooh, yep, they're going to take both. Second shot, same as the first, hitting on 7s. That is a miss. Dang, that would have been a better hit too. Now it is the Free Tech's turn. Well, they're kind of in close combat with this guy now. They got the Objective AI card, so they're actually just going to try to keep them tangled up and see if they can't do any damage here. When in doubt, hit it with your lead pipe, even if it's a suit of Hellfire armor. The enslaved tech, or the free tech I should say, hitting on a 3. That's a swing and a miss. Second attack, also swing and a miss. Who could have seen that coming? Next up is the battered Assaultron, who is going to try to dissuade Dogmeat from going for the exit using its Assaultron head laser. Assaultron head laser hitting on a 4 because of shooting in close combat. That's a zap and a miss. But now for the Assaultron swipe. Oh man, that's a miss as well. God, guess that's why he's battered, huh? The Soul Survivor is going to do what their scavenger friend did as well. Take one move and then one shot with their laser rifle into the warrant officer. Soul Survivor laser rifle hitting on a 7. Ooh, that is a hit for 3 damage. 3 damage on 1 laser armor. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be 3 damage. Ouch. That only leaves Dogmeat, who's going to attack the battered Assaultron. Dogmeat special hitting on 6s. That is a miss with the first. And a hit. Oh man, a hit with a crippled arm. Crippled arm and an armor break. Yowza. With that armor break, our 1+1 strong armor is now just +1 strong armor. So we're going to take one, stop one, but that nuclear explosion is going to go ahead and break one of the hydraulic servos on our Assaultron's arms. So at the end of round 3, things aren't looking particularly good for us. We've got an Assaultron that was battered to begin with, now with a broken arm, a warrant officer who's lost more than half of their hit points, and yeah, we've got a couple units here making a break for the hangar gate. So we were able to take out 1 settler, but don't know that that's going to be enough. We've got to try to close these doors and take some caps off the board. First, the lightning round. Let's see if we get any strikes of lightning. We get 1. Let's see who gets zapped. So as luck would have it, the scavenger is going to get struck by lightning. Let's see if they're able to block that 1 lightning damage. They do not take 1 damage. Well, that scavenger now only has 2 health, so we might actually be able to stop them from crossing after all, but it's this Soul Survivor with their, several hundred caps worth of points that I'm most worried about getting across the board. And now that I'm thinking about it, if the Soul Survivor with their 230 some odd points are able to make it across the board, all they need is 1 other unit to make it across, and that will be a Survivor win. So, yeah, things aren't looking so great for our Enclave squad at the start of round 4. So going along with the stormy weather theme of this game, we got gusts of wind for the start of round 4. The sudden shift in wind direction is hard to predict. Scatter distance for all thrown weapons is doubled. Not really going to come into play at this stage of the game, but it's getting pretty blustery out here. Well, my only real option to come out with a victory here is to stop this Soul Survivor from crossing the finish line. So I'm going to have to throw my Tesla Trooper into them and see if we can't deal some damage and tie them up from just outright running across the board. Going to use my final boost card to avoid this difficult terrain and just go leaping over this downed power pole and try to do some damage with that pipe wrench, power armor to power armor. Tesla Soldier hitting on 6, yellow for the pipe wrench, black for being super strong, and green for my Enclave special rule, but I no longer get the benefit of the Hellfire Troopers special rule. Oh man, that is a miss. Swing and a miss, but I've tied up him from just fully running across the board, but I think he's going to be able to make it off this this move in the next round anyway, so we'll see what happens. Ugh, of course the Vault Dweller is going to get to go first, and they are so close to the edge of the board. There's no way that they're not going to just take that first move and clear the board, getting their caps worth of models into the hangar. Oh man, if that Soul Survivor gets the move action next turn, they're probably gonna get through the gate. Oh no. Let's see if by some stroke of luck we can't somehow disintegrate all of the power armor attached to this Soul Survivor with our warrant officer here. I should probably go for the kill and take down the scavenger, but it's not really gonna matter if that Soul Survivor gets across the board. So warrant officer hitting on a 6s because shooting into melee combat, because of their Enclave special rule, they get to ignore shooting at the Tesla soldier. They get a green and black for the plasma pistol and a green because of the Enclave soldier's special rule. Hey, that is a hit for 3 damage. Oh, yep, they're going to stop absolutely everything. Fantastic. Second shot, same as the first, hitting on 6s. That is also a hit with an armor break, so that's going to be now 2+1 energy armor. And they stop all of that as well. Huzzah! Next up is that scavenger, and they're going to get the move as well, so they're just going to hustle themselves straight off the board. Not looking so good now that they have also added their caps to the final victory tally. Ooh, this is getting close. Well, there's really not much else I can do to really avoid, I think, the coming failure, but we're going to try to go out in style. This is the end of the campaign. We're not going out like that. We ain't going out like that. So let's just go ahead and try to take some caps out with the Hellfire Trooper. Let's do this thing. Flame on! Hellfire Trooper with the Flamer in close combat, but ignoring the penalty because of their special rule. A black for their other special rule, and a blue and green for that Flamer, hitting on a 7. Hey, that is a hit with 4 damage with the armor break, meaning that this damage is all going to blow straight through the remaining armor, taking out that free tech, adding their caps to our victory total back here, but I don't think it's really going to be enough at this stage. Little, too late, Trooper Sparks. You might get a demotion for this. And of course, the Soul Survivor activated next and got the objective AI action, which means they're going to go ahead and make a break for the hangar here. But they are going to break engagement with the Tesla Trooper to do so. So that's actually going to trigger a free attack from the Tesla Trooper. So let's resolve that first. Hey, that's a hit. That's a hit for 2 damage. 2 damage on 3+1 T60 power armor. Yeah, he's going to stop all of that. Stop all of that and make an orange move to disengage, and a yellow move to just make it off the board. More than securing a victory for the survivors, who are now in the hangar despite our Enclave's best efforts. That is a survivor victory.
They've slipped past our defenses. Eden be damned. They're going for the reactor. Quick, evacuate.
We're inside. Now what?
There's only one thing we can do. We need to take this place down. Activate that computer. I'll see what I can do. Wait, let's see what this does. Whoa, yep. That ought to do it. I think this place is lighting up like a Roman candle.
Sweet Horrigan's ghost. I can't believe that this is the second time I've lost out to a beefed up Vault Dweller in power armor. We've got to regroup. This site might be lost, but there will always be another. God bless America, and God bless the Enclave.
Well, there you go. What a climactic ending that was. You know, I might have lost out in that last scenario against the AI, but I'm really not that upset about it because narratively, it all worked out pretty great. If you're a fan of the Fallout franchise, especially Fallout 2 and 3, you know that the Enclave get whooped pretty unceremoniously, pretty often, but they always find a way to scrape back. So I'm sure we haven't seen the end of Trooper Sparks and his Sigma squad, so keep an eye out for them showing up in another battle report. Now, there's going to be a lot more Fallout Friday content coming to the channel in coming weeks, specifically a new scenario which focuses on robots and the new robot workbench, which was recently released by Vestiges. This is a really cool scenario. I've been messing around with it already, and if you're a fan of the Automatron deck, however you say that, expansion to the game, then you're really gonna like this scenario. I'm a huge fan of robots. I love to sort of get them, cut them up, mix and match them together. So you'll get to see some of my kit bashed robots in that scenario as well. But it's got some really cool, really neat rules in it as far as the scenario goes. So keep your eyes peeled for that battle report coming very soon. And if you're a fan of WGNR and the channel and what you're seeing, why don't you jump on over to our Discord channel as well. We've got the start of a really fun community going on there. People talking about different lists, different factions, RPG mode. There's even a 3D printing hub and community developing there as well. So if you've got Discord, jump on in, become part of the conversation. There's also an official Fallout Wasteland Warfare Discord, which I highly recommend. And if you're not already a part of the Facebook community, why don't you head on over there as well. So lots more coming from this community and lots more from WGNR. Make sure you check out our Discord and our Instagram. Lots more content coming soon. So keep an eye out for the next Fallout Friday battle report, where we're going to get tinkering with some robots. Stay tuned, WGNR will be back.